Hello, my name is Marc-André. I'm a developer at the ImpressCMS project, and today I would like to show you how you can easily create a new IPF module using imBuilding. So I have installed the latest ImpressCMS, which is 1.2 final, which was released a few weeks ago, and I've got also the imBuilding module. So let's go into imBuilding module directly. Now let's say we are creating a module to create clients. So I want to manage client information on my site. So I'm in the imBuilding module, simply click on create a module and let's input the basic information about my module. So the module name will be, for example, my clients. I can add a small description, managing clients info, author name, so you can input your name, sorry, email, you can input your public profile URL, URL of your website, name of your website. You can input copyrights, credits. So, for example, and we submit. This is the basic information of the module. When you go after in the about link of the module, for example, this link for this module, this is the information you will see. Okay, so now the basic information are there. We need to create our first object. Now, the module will be used to manage clients. Client will then be the only object managed by this module. But as you understand, you can add much more. But for this example, let's make it simple. So the object name. So what is the name of the object I want to manage? Well, it will be a client. The object description will be, for example, single client object. Description is most likely for the comments, the documentation comment that will be inputted in the code by imBuilding. Now, will this client object need a counter? Oh yeah, let's say we want a counter. We want to add a field for HTML, for line break, for image, smiley, and Xcode. And yes, we want to enable SEO feature. SEO filter will add a short URL, meta keyword, and meta description fields directly in the object. So first object created. Now the next step is, okay, so now we have the object. Now what kind of fields we want to manage with this object? Now the first field will likely be the name of the client. So this is the the, the unique name of that field, and the field caption will be what will be displayed on the form when someone add or edit a client. So it's going to be the name, and I can add a description like client's name. Field type, what kind of control I want to use. I want to use a text box, and you can see you have a few one you can use. Let's use a text box. Is it required? Yes, this field is going to be required. And do I want right now to add another field? And yes, we want. Submit. Let's create a second field. Second field will be, for example, the email of the client. The caption will be email. Description will be client's email. Again, it's going to be a text box. It's not required, and yes, we want to add another field right now. Third field will be phone number. Phone, client's phone. Field type, text box again, not required, and yet we're going to add a new one. Let's add, for example, a creation date. Creation date. Date the client was created. And it's going to be a long date, so the date and the time. No, it's not required. And no, I don't want to add another field, so those are all the fields of my module, of this object, the client object. Submit. Now, we need to finalize the object. Finalizing the object means, okay, for this object, what will be the identifier field and what will be the description field? So for example, if the module would be to display a list of client, what field should it use to uniquely identify the client? Usually it would be like the first field we've entered. For example, it's going to be the name. And optionally, we can specify description field. Description would be used, for example, in the SEO features to get the keywords or the description of the object. In that case, we didn't create any description, so we're going to select the name as well. And submit. We are now finalizing the object. So if we're going back into the module, in my client's module, we have one object. So those are the basic information. I have one object, which is a client. And if I click on client, I get the fields that I've created. And of course, I can add a new field. And also, I could add a new object directly here. Now, for this example, we're going to keep it simple. So only one object. Now, just before generating the module, would we need to edit, sorry, my client, we're going to edit the module and we're going to define the the default object of this module. Now we only have one object, so of course it's going to be the client. Submit just to save it. And we're now ready to generate the module. And to do so, you need to click on the generate module button here. Now what imBuilding doing right now, it is creating all the files necessary to, all the files and folders necessary to make that module run. And it just did, and it created the module in cache imBuilding my clients. So let's go here into cache imBuilding my client. This is the module that we've just created. So let's cut it and put it right now into the modules directory here. So if I go in modules, I can install this new module called my clients here. Install, yes, module install, and I have it here, my clients. And I was talking about the about link earlier. This is it. So about, all the information about the module. So the credit, the developer, website, email, release date. Of course, it's yet unreleased. Everything is there. Now, if I go into clients, I have, of course, only one object, which are clients. I can add a new client here. So name, for example, my first client. And I can input. You see that the name was required, but not the other fields. And that's why I have the star here, but not here. So info@client.com. I can input the phone. You see, creation date, we've selected the long date. So this is the calendar with the time, the hit counter, and the other tags. And this is meta keywords, meta description, short URL are there. We didn't have to create them. They are there because we decided that this object, the client object, was to be an SEO enable object. And I can submit, and the client is created. I can create a new one. My second client, submit, to client created. And I can edit any one of them. I can delete them. Nope. Now let's have a look at the user side of the module. So if I click on go to module, I'll have the client page which will list all my clients. If I click on one client, I'll have the basic information about the client. If I go here, I can go my second client, and all of this is manageable by the templates of the module. So the very rough structure of the module is made, and now we can go in the code and improve everything. But the basics are done. 80% of the module is done. Now I can now only focus on what makes that module unique. That's it for today. Thank you for listening.